So here we are, we got the gas tank off. Just one bolt here holds the gas tank in place. A couple rubber grommets kind of hold it here. You gotta take your seat off to get to that bolt. Your seat is a bolt here. And a couple on each side. Take the seat off, take your gas tank off. I just kind of shoved it out of the way so we can get access to our throttle body. And here's our cables. We got our push and our pull system. I started loosening this one here, so we'll sneak that out, pop it out down here, take our cable right out down there, and our cable, I had a clip right here, kind of hold it in place, runs around through our handlebars, and there's a bracket that bolts on down here to kind of hold it in place here. Then we'll go up to our handlebars. Make sure you pay attention. The top one kind of goes to the top and off, the bottom one to the bottom. Now the top one here, this piece here actually threads in. So do your top one first. I set it up, I don't know, probably maybe a little bit more than I need. Hopefully I don't have to adjust that. The bottom one's more of a flare fitting, so you can screw and unscrew that. And bottom to bottom, top to the top, right? So our top one here is going to be on the outside of our throttle body here, which is our pull. So you can double check this while you're doing this. If I turn this here for my pull, it'll pull that cable. I'm not going to pull on it right now because it's all kind of loose. So our nut kind of sits down in there by itself, so we can thread this in, and we can adjust our length of our cable however we need with this. So this one here, there's no nut on top, it's just you screw it down and we're tight right there. And this is our pull cable. Oh, actually, sorry, that's our push cable. Let me get that right. So here's our pull cable we're going to stick in. This one here, we got our two nuts, so we can adjust the position of this and the relation for this, so we can adjust the how tight this cable is going to be. Our push cable is adjustable up on the handle, so you can adjust them both. So it's fully in there, get around, and let's see, we'll make this so it's about snug. So you get to the bottom nut there, fits up here with it being about snug. And we can always fine tune it more after this. Just getting the kind of the general idea of what's what. So, wide open, closed. That actually got a little bit of play there in that cable. I'm honestly not sure if I should snug that up a little bit more or not, but I'm going to take it just a little bit more. So, I don't know. And that's got an eighth turn up there on my handle. I'm going to make it a little tighter than that. Okay. As tight as it gets. A little bit of play on the throttle, but I can open that up all the way comfortably. A little bit of play right there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and snug everything up and move on. See where our cables come in. Like I said, this top one here, this part here is actually threaded. So we'll tighten up this nut here when we get our position just right. This bottom one here, it's more of a flare fitting. Just going to get that, tighten it up, we're going our angles. And we're adjustable here, so we can adjust each cable individually right up here to get it right where we want. Right now I got a little bit of play in this. I think I'm going to turn that back. Maybe get rid of about half of that. This is actually a really nice setup here. Let's loosen up our jam nut. We can adjust this however we want. So before, this thing here was just too loose for my liking. I mean, we were like this. I just opened the throttle body. I want to have some play there, but man, I don't want that much. So that actually feels pretty good right there. Let's go ahead and snug this one here up. Again, now this one here is our push down here. Throttle body's visible down here right now. So I'm able to actually look at our cables to see where they are. And our push cable, I'm going to leave just a little bit of slack in our push cable as opposed to our pull cable. We're going to call that good. Now this, show you, this part here comes right in, and it's crimped right here. It's a little loose. So we just got 2 pin crimps in there, so I'll just see if I can just tap that a little bit tighter, hold this in place. I mean, it's definitely, it's in there, it's seated, it's bottomed out. Just snug it up a little bit. Cable now, right here, there's a little bit of play in it. You can kind of see that double nutted so we can adjust it. Runs over here. Where are you? A little bracket right there, right along our frame, through our frame, right behind our neck here. Now, the side of our neck, little hook right here and right on up. So if you can't tell, this cable here, especially right down here, a little tight. The whole reason we're doing all these, because I moved the handlebars, we got some 2-inch adjustable risers for it. Let's take the whole handlebars back and down a little bit. It's the goal of this whole ordeal here, which means new cables. So we're just gonna unscrew this guy here. You can see our slots. Just line a cable up here. Right here, just gonna slide it in. Just sits and stays in there. Cable up some, get this lined up. Oops. Now you can see that this, it just fits in there like that pretty nice. We'll take off the nut over here. So you can do this, slide it right on through. Maybe. There we go. Tighten up our nut. And we're going to kind of get everything lined up. We're going to leave it all loose so we can do the final adjustments after the fact. So that's in there. Now this is not hooked up to our handle up top yet. But we're just going to kind of, we'll let that sit right there. We'll leave this nut here loose so it's pretty obvious that if I forget it, I forgot it. Let's go ahead and hook up our clutch cable now to our handle. So we're going to line this up here, stick it in, screw it in all the way. Now, they even got a small little shim spacer on this to fit in the handle itself properly. That in, bring it over. Okay. That in some. Now, let's do our adjustments. We can see we have some major adjustments to do down there on the other side, way over here. We'll take care of that right now. This has got to be pulled a lot because we got a lot of stuff to get rid of, a lot of slack up there. So, see, about halfway there. Clutch handle's actually pulling on something up there now. Gotta get rid of most of that slack. Let's try that. Ooh. Okay, I think we're gonna call that good right here, and then we'll fine tune it up in the handle. Snugged up enough where it's not going to come loose. All right, guys, here we are back together. I still got a couple brackets to hold these cables in place that are sitting at home someplace. Look at those, but otherwise, looks pretty good. So I had a chance to ride around with the new cables on here. Got the windshield on, got all the brackets in place. I seem to work just fine on here. They look good, match the bike good. The main reason I put these cables on is because I put some risers on this. They're 2-inch risers. They're set up so, well, you can see it back here. In the center is just a solid piece of circular aluminum here. So you can rotate these any direction you want, along with your handlebars. So you can move your handlebars around quite a bit in different areas to kind of get an idea what you want. It was either that or get ape hangers for this thing, and I thought I'd try this first. These worked out pretty good. The problem I had, the cables were a little too short. So these cables here are 3 inches longer than the factory ones. That seemed to work pretty good. This clutch cable probably could have been a 2-inch one. It's almost a little too long, but who knows what the future will bring. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be having some more videos of odds and ends I do to the bike in the future. So go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.